Hey, you're listening to the Reasons Podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
What's up, people? And I feel like saying finally, welcome back to another episode of the Reasons Podcast, because it really has been that long. At least it feels like it's been that long. I actually don't know. I didn't even check before. I mean, I'll get into what this episode, I guess, is about. I guess the title will kind of tell you, but I didn't even check how long it's been since the last episode. All I know is that I missed my fortnightly slot, and I'm fairly certain I missed another one, and I might have missed another one. So it might have been 6 weeks since the last episode, which was the one with Nathaniel. And essentially, this is just an episode to explain the reasons for why there have been no episodes. And it's weird, like it's been such a strange period of time since that last episode and now. Like, I went from being so locked in to all of the episodes. I was so ahead, like I was recording episodes like 2 weeks before I needed to put them out, and now it feels like recording an episode has been the last thing that I've been thinking about. And it's not because I don't even want to do it, because there have been so many moments that I felt like, oh, it'd be really nice to record a podcast right now, or this would be a cool thing to talk about. But I've even not had like the mental space or the time to actually like sit down and do it. And I guess that's just what I'm going to get into. So I might as well go from back when the last episode was put out, which let's, while I'm recording, I might as well have a look and find out when it was. But after that last episode with Nathaniel, I actually recorded the next episode with Jamie, who was my guest, my friend Jamie Dim Sum, who was a guest on episode 2. And we actually recorded an episode. We spoke about some stuff. I think the big theme that we spoke about was like transition periods, because obviously we're both in transition periods at the moment. Like, he's transitioning from being in uni to doing his music, and not having a thing to do every single day, because that's kind of what uni is. Like, you have a thing to do every day, like whether that's lectures or do some research or reading or whatever. And then for me, it was more of a transition from uni to master's uni, because it's so different, and I didn't really know that it was going to be like that. So we kind of spoke about, what we thought these periods were going to be like compared to what they actually are. And yeah, we recorded that episode literally like the day after. So I put out the episode with Nathaniel on Sunday, the 24th of November. We recorded episode 10 on Monday, the 25th of November, because I don't have anything on Mondays when I'm at uni, or I didn't in last semester. So it was like, what, let's just record it now. Instead of waiting, let's just get it out of the way. And, I was literally 2 weeks ahead of schedule. And then it comes to time to post the episode 2 weeks later, and the software just was not working. It just didn't let me do what I needed to do. So this would have been like the second week of December. And at this point is when things started to go a little bit downhill, because I had played a basketball game a couple days before I was supposed to upload the video. So I played on Wednesday, and I think I was going to post on Friday, and I really badly hurt my ankle, and it was just such a terrible, it was so bad. Like, I was on crutches and all this and the other, and I was just sad. So when it came to time to upload, like, I couldn't even really like when it wasn't working, the software wasn't working, I was just so dejected. I was like, bruh, everything is going wrong. I've got no idea what to do. Like, I actually, like, to this day, I still haven't been able to get this episode to work. Like, I've tried using Safari, which is, oh my god, I'm going to get into this today as well. I tried using a different software, a different browser. I tried downloading the podcast, like the episode, onto my laptop to check if there's actually any sound there. And there is. Like, I was listening to it, I was like, oh, this is, it's all here. Put it back into the software, just doesn't want to play. So I think the universe was telling me that the episode shouldn't come out or something like that. So, I tried everything I could, couldn't get it out. And then I just went into this period of, I don't even know how to describe this period, like from when I had this injury to now, because I have had absolutely no motivation to do hardly anything, and it feels like a carbon copy of what happened when I had the concussion at the beginning of the year, where my inability to like go and do active stuff, which is literally like half my life, like whether that's playing basketball or football or running or go to the gym, like my inability to do that means I actually can't deal with anything. Like I'm realizing so much more this year, because I've had injuries, yeah, sure, but like not really this many in 1 year. I'm realizing how badly I deal with things when I can't be active. And, you know, after that thing happened, the injury happened, I had like my driving test was like 5 days later. So I was like hella stressy. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go home and practice, which I did. And like, in the end, I ended up passing the test. So well done, go me, clap, clap. But I was so stressy about it, and I couldn't go and run. Like if I had I had a driving lesson, well, I had like 4 driving lessons in the days leading up to the test. And if I had like a bad lesson, there was like one time where I had a really bad lesson, and then I got home and I was like, bro, I just want to go and run. Because if I had done that, at least I would have felt like I'd done something good, in the day. Like I wouldn't feel so dejected about the fact that the lesson went badly, that like, I made a wrong decision, or, I was in the wrong gear at the wrong time. That kind of, those kind of things that you just think about, you're like, oh my God, I'm so bad. If I could just go run or go play football or just go do anything, right, I would be able to get over it, I'd be able to think, hey, like, yeah, you messed up here, but like you did well here, right? You went for a run, you went to the gym, you did something good as well. Because for me, like, because of the critical kind of way that I am when I do things, I don't have that. Some people will do something wrong and then they'll explain it away as in like, oh, it's okay that you did it wrong because blah, blah, blah. People do stuff wrong sometimes. Like, people are not perfect. I don't really do that. Like, I don't do the whole, like, you're not going to be perfect, so it's okay. I only really think about how I could have done something better. So my only way to get over when I do things wrong is to go and do something else good, if that makes sense. And one thing that I'm good at in a non-arrogant way is sports, or like being active, like activities, right? Whether that be going to five-a-side and playing football like I normally do quite well, or like playing basketball I normally do well, or going for a run, I normally run quite quick. And being able to do those things is essentially just reminds me that, hey, like, yeah, you did something bad, but you're not bad at everything. And I've not been able to do anything well. That's not true, because I've not been bad at everything for the last 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks? No, 5 weeks. I've not been bad at everything for the last 5 weeks, but I've not had my things that, that I go to help me get through like these periods. I don't know if it's really shaky right now. I'm in my mom's office, and I don't know if the setup's shaky. So if it is, I'm sorry. But anyway, I've not had my things that I do that help me like deal with like setbacks or problems or anything like that. And that's just been massively like emphasized, not emphasized, what's the word, magnified. It's been made a bit more extreme since I've been home, because obviously I had that ankle problem, and then I went home the next day, I think, or maybe a week after. I think I went home a week after, and I've been home, and I am home right now, and I've been there ever since. And while I'm here, I literally feel like I'm stuck in like 4 walls. Like I'm within 4 walls and I cannot go anywhere. And in summer, this wasn't really a problem because I was training for the half marathon, so I was out a lot. Like I was just not in the house that much. Like I was either working or running, just doing stuff. I think we even played five-a-side football. I think we were in a league. So I was just doing a lot of stuff. Like we were going out and all of this stuff, right? Since I've been back, the only things that I've done are try and play football and be annoyed with myself for playing football because my ankle hurts. Go to work, which I've hated every single second of. I have had absolutely no fun at work. It's been so terrible. Maybe that's a bit too extreme. Like, some moments at work are alright because I like some of the people, but overall, it's just so terrible. It's like, basically, I work at Weatherspoon, and I have no interest in, like, Weatherspoons at all. Obviously, I just don't really envision myself working in a pub, for my whole life. So for 8 hours, like today, my shift today was probably the worst shift I've had at Weatherspoons. Started at 8, finished at 4, and I cannot tell you at any point that I was happy on the shift, other than maybe when I was on my break watching YouTube. But like, I have no passion for working at Weatherspoons. Like, I have no interest in speaking to drunk people all day. And the fact that that's how I spent an entire day, essentially, makes me feel frustrated, right? It zaps all of my passion to do things. The only thing that it kind of got me passionate to do is talk about it. Like, while I was on shift today, I mean, that's why I'm recording right now. I literally, like, it's 4:55 right now, and I finished at 4, and I'm recording this, right? I literally was like, bro, I just need to put an episode out so I can get back into the swing of things, because maybe this can be one of those things, while I'm not able to run or play football or play basketball, maybe the podcast can be that thing that, gets me through when things don't go well, if that makes sense. And yeah, while I've been here, all I've been doing is going to work, being annoyed about my ankle, and writing essays. And don't even let me get into the flipping essays. It's like everything is just not going well. Like, or not even that it's not going badly. It's just not going well, if that makes sense. Like, I'm writing an essay, or at least I'm attempting to write an essay, and I have all of these really good ideas. Well, I think they're good ideas, and I just cannot organize them onto a sheet of paper or onto my laptop. Like, it just isn't working, and like nothing is clicking. And like I said before, when things like this would happen, maybe last year or in the summer, well, I wasn't writing in the summer, or like in Easter when I was writing my disc, when things like this would happen and I would have like writer's block, I would just go outside and do something, whether that be like go for a run, put some music on, or go shoot around, put some music on, or like just go and do something active. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even like the gym, but sometimes I just go to the gym and lift a few weights and then come back and everything's fine. Whereas this break, I've had absolutely no escape, it feels like. And I don't know, like, I don't really understand. Well, I mean, I can't, I feel like I'm understanding it, right? It must be because I'm not able to do all this active stuff that I'm talking about, because this is exactly how I felt when I had the concussion and I wasn't able to do anything. I mean, I think that was probably a little bit worse, but it's kind of like the exact same feeling that I had then as I have right now. And it's so tough because when I was in this flow, this rhythm with the podcast and stuff, like when I came back from like having a concussion or whatnot, like everything seemed to just be going well. Like, not even like the same way that I said that things aren't going bad right now. It's not that everything was going good. It's just that things were just moving well, like swiftly. If I had a problem, it didn't seem to be a problem for very long, right? If I needed to do something, it didn't seem to just like not work, right? It was almost like, right, I need to put an episode out with Nathaniel on this day. Everything just falls into place so the episode goes out smoothly. Whereas now, if I have something that I need to do, something just seems to go wrong. And I don't understand if it's just the universe is just nuts right now, or if I'm just getting bad luck. But it seems to be like a direct consequence of me not having the ability to deal with things. Maybe like when I was in that flow state, things were going wrong, but I was just dealing with them really well because I was in that state where I was like, right, if there's a problem, I've got this that will deal with the problem. Whereas now I don't have that, or I don't feel like I have that, and every problem seems to just be exacerbated because it's all I can see. Like, there's no like quick solution. And essentially, that's why there have been no episodes, because every time I go to make an episode, or every time I think about making an episode, for some reason, something just kills it, if that makes sense. Like, whether that be the internet's not working, or whether it's like I don't have like belief in the idea anymore, or like all of these like tiny little things that maybe 2 months ago I would have been like, yeah, well, maybe I don't have belief in it, but like, let me believe in it. Like, let me find a way to believe in it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now it's just like, oh, I don't believe in it. Okay, cool. I'll just do it another day. You know what I mean? And it's just like a big shift in mentality, and a big shift in like my attitude toward things. And it's very frustrating because, like I said in some of my like previous episodes, when you know you're capable of doing something and then you're just not doing it, it's very frustrating, especially when you kind of know why and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, maybe I'm delusional, but I feel like if I wasn't hurt right now, I would have no problems. Like, everything would be fine. Like, for some reason in my mind, I think that being active is like my answer to everything. And, maybe I'm wrong, but I definitely do think that I wouldn't be in this situation right now, where I just feel zapped of energy, zapped of, I feel like it's perseverance, like, more than anything, because I still have tons of ideas. Like, I wake up and I have an idea about, what I could do with the podcast, or what I could do with YouTube, or like what kinds of things that I want to do in the future, job wise. Like, I've started thinking about what to do work wise. Sorry about that. I started about thinking I've started thinking about? Yeah, I started thinking about what to do work wise in the last couple of weeks. And I have so many ideas about it. But when I sit down to like apply for jobs, or I sit down to, write down a video idea, or I sit down to like try and upload the podcast episodes so that I can get back into the swing of it, as soon as there's a problem, I just quit. Like, I just don't have the perseverance, and it's so bad. Like, I hate it. It's awful. And I guess like I'm making a step in the right direction by literally sitting down to record this episode. Because that's much more than I've done in the last like 5 weeks, I'd say. But at the same time, I still know I'm like quite far from where I want to be. And I'm the only person that can really get out of the rut, if that makes sense. Like, I was talking to some of my friends, and we did Secret Santa this year. And at Secret Santa, we were talking about just stuff in general. Because my present was, not cause, but like, little sidebar. My present from one of my friends was, he got me this book about podcasts, or like radio shows. And I was like, this is so cool, because like, it's personalized. Like, it's something that I actually will read and can get something from. And he also got me this little notebook. And I was like, this is so cool, because like, as soon as you start writing stuff down, I mean, I don't know if I've said this. I think I said this in episode 4, maybe? If you guys want to listen to... Oh, no. I don't know. I don't remember which episode. But anyway, there's one episode where I was talking about... There was like 5 things that I do when, like, I'm being aimless and I need to, like, concentrate my energy into doing something, or concentrate my, like, focus or desires into doing something. It might have actually been on my YouTube. I think it is on my YouTube. It's called Dealing with Aimlessness. And in that video, I spoke about like 5 little things that I did that got me out of the aimless like stage and into actually being productive. And the second one, I think it was writing things down. So this notebook was like such a good present, because I can write it down on my iPad, or I could type it down on my laptop or write it in my phone. But it kind of feels a bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, writing it down in a notebook, like, it kind of feels different. Like, the first thing I did was open it. I wrote a little thank you note in the front page, and then the first line page are like my 10 goals for the next 5 years. And every time I think about, oh yeah, the podcast is like, I've not really made any episodes. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Like, everything's kind of chalked. I can now think about the fact that in this notebook, I have a goal for this podcast for the next 5 years. And knowing me, I'm going to be so frustrated if I don't achieve every single one of those goals. Like, if I think about it reasonably, there's a good chance that I don't complete all 10 because they are quite ambitious. Like if I completed all 10, goodness me, I would be cooking. Like, the way that my life would be if I achieved all 10 goals would be like an astronomical difference. So if I don't complete them all, like, I couldn't really be mad at myself, but I'm going to be mad at myself, if that makes sense. Like, I'm holding this standard now, I guess, for myself because I've written the stuff down. And I think if I hadn't written it down, I would be more okay with, not achieving goal 3 or goal 7 or goal 9. Like, I'd still have passion for them all, and I'd probably achieve some of them, but not all of them. And when we were talking about our presents and just like how things are going, I was saying to the guys, I was like, bro, I'm just in a rut. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, I just don't feel how I felt when things were going really well with like the podcast and everything. And that was before New Year's. Like, right now it's like the 5th of January, I think. Is it? Yeah, the 4th of January. And that was like over a week and a half ago. And still nothing changed. Like, nothing like inspired me. Nothing got me like going. And it's kind of ironic that it's work, a terrible shift at work, that got me out of the rut. But at least I'm out of it now. And I mean, even that story alone just tells you how bad this like rut has been. And I guess everybody goes through them with everything in any field. But I was at the point where I was telling my friends about how bad it was, and that still didn't get me out of it. And I still don't feel like I'm out of it because I still can't do things that I want to do. But at least like I'm taking steps towards, being productive and towards those 10 goals and towards like the things that I want to do with this podcast. Like, for example, me and Jamie spoke about redoing the episode because obviously like that episode is now moot. Like, I can't do anything with it unless some like magic spell comes on and I can somehow just get something from that. It was like an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. If I can get something from it, then great. But at this point, might as well just chalk it up and run it back because obviously Allah or God or Vishnu or all of the gods, like, they're just not messing with it. Maybe they think it's terrible and maybe they wanted me to take a 6-week break. But I think we're just going to have to run it back sometime else. But, we were speaking about running it back. So, like, I have ideas and I have, like, a lot of passion still for it. I don't know. It's so funny, like, thinking about it. But I don't really know. Like, I think it's funny because, like, I actually don't know what to do. Because I've tried a lot of things. Like, can you imagine, right? I'm a fat nerd. I'm a big fat gamer. And I've been playing a little bit of PlayStation over the break. I've not been having fun. How can I not have fun playing PlayStation? Can you, like, that's so nuts for me to say. Like, I've been trying new games. To be fair, I started playing Valorant. This is going to sound like I'm actually number one nerd all time because who the hell plays Valorant? But I play Valorant. Okay? I started playing Valorant. Jamie got me onto it. I've been playing with a couple of my boys and that is fun. So like not everything's been terrible, but I'll be sitting on PlayStation talking to them about stuff and I'll be like, yo, I got this really cool idea, and then nothing will come from it. Right? Nothing will come from this massive idea that I had while I was actually having fun. The whole thing I've been saying this whole episode is that I've not really been having like these escapes from like things that aren't going great. And then I do have the escape and it still doesn't lead to anything. So for me, it's like, maybe I have tunnel vision, and I'm like, oh, because I can't run, because I can't, play sport, because I can't really be involved in, like, when I go to football, I can't really play. Like, I know that I could do better if I was fit. Maybe I have tunnel vision, and the fact that I can't do that, it just seems like the perfect excuse, not even excuse, but reason for why, I've been slacking, I guess. But I don't see any other, like, answer or any other reason for why. I mean, this is going to sound like really eerily similar to those episodes that I made back when I don't think I made any while I was concussed, but in the like aftermath from that. And I'm just sitting there complaining, not really complaining, but like saying, goodness me, it was so bad. And I feel like this is going to be eerily similar. And then in like 2 years, when I look back on these episodes, I'm going to be like, damn, I'm so happy that I actually fought through, because it would be so easy right now for me to quit. Like, for me to just be like, you know what, it was fun. Like, I did some cool things, and, you know, people like some of the episodes, but, you know, my time is up. Let me go do something new. And a lot of people would, and I would not even, I wouldn't hate them for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people do that. And I mean, I've done that with some stuff, but I'm going to keep putting stuff out, and I'm going to keep trying, because I don't want to be working in a pub. You know, I don't want to be working in an office. You know, if I can do something that I'm actually passionate about, then I have goals for, then I guess that's what I'm going to try and do. And, you know, I was talking to somebody at work the other day, and he was like, oh, do you have any ideas for what you're going to do after uni? I was like, brother, am I even going to finish uni? Like, fuck, bro, this shit is so ass. Like, it's so terrible. And, you know, I was like, I don't really know, but like, I've got a couple of things that I do that I'm really passionate about. And he was like, bro, you're lucky. Like, I don't got nothing. Like, I don't have anything that I really like that. And I realized in that moment that if I don't pursue, like, if I don't put my effort into this, then I might never have another thing that I'm really passionate about. If that makes sense. Like, a lot of people work boring office jobs for their entire lives because they never had a big passion, and they never end up having a big passion, or maybe they realize it when they're 60. The fact that I have something that I'm really passionate about at 21, like, it would be so naive and like wasteful to not, you know, pursue it. And I don't know if some of the people listening have that passion or don't have that passion. I mean, if you don't, you'd probably be quite envious of the people that do, and be listening to this right now like, is this guy an idiot? Like, bro, you got to fucking lock in. Like, not everybody has that privilege, you know. And I guess that's what's keeping me going. And man, I don't know. All I know now is that the fortnightly episodes will be back, and I'm going to do my utmost to like hold myself to that, because of the goals that I've written down and set for myself. And yeah, I'm going to try and get like a backlog of episodes so that this doesn't happen again. And yeah, I mean, that I feel like I've kind of covered everything that I wanted to cover, but it still kind of feels like there's something missing. And I think that over the next, I don't know, couple weeks or days even, like, the spark will come back. Like, not everything is so gloomy. Like, I don't have to think about it like that. And there probably will be something that helps me get through helps me get through the idea that everything is gloomy. Because, you know, everybody has those moments in their days that, like, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, this is what I was going to talk about earlier, actually. So, I was at work and it was going so shit. Like, I was on, basically, right, at the pub I work at, there's an upstairs and a downstairs. Downstairs is so chill, right? I never work downstairs. I'm always upstairs, and it's hella busy. And like, you're on the bar and people are being rude, and then you're like running drinks, and then somebody spills a drink, and then blah 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 blah, and it's so bad, right? Or you like taking food out and the plates are boiling hot and your fingers are on fire, and like all of these things that are going on. It's just like, bro, it's chaos. Like, what the hell's going on? So I walk into work today. Bear in mind I was late because I overslept, so the day already started bad, right? I overslept. I was late by like half an hour. And the person that when I called in, oh my God, I called in and was like, I heard the phone wasn't working yesterday, so I didn't call in, but I'm calling in now to let you know that I'm going to be late. And this woman started laughing, bro. She started laughing, thinking, I assume she thought that I was trying to call in sick and like not come into the shift, because that's what people had been doing while the phone like was down. Like, obviously, because there's no way to tell anyone you're not coming in. They would just not come in and, like, not call anybody. And then I see this message on the chat after I called in saying, oh, I'm going to be late. Seeing this message like, oh, the phone is back on. If anybody's going to be late or absent, you have to call in before. I was like, fuck's sake, bro. She definitely thinks that I was, like, going to skip the shift and then just saw the text. I was like, fuck's sake, what a start to the day. So then I get into work and I'm on bottom bar. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm tired. I get opportunity to wake up, like, come into the day. But Norwich are playing. Norwich FC have a home game. So, you know, first couple hours is dead. Like, not really much is going on. But obviously, like, I don't want to be there. So it's kind of like, ugh. Then the Norwich fans start piling in. Like, these guys are here. Can I have a Doom bar? Can I have a Carlsberg? Oh, no, I don't want a Carlsberg. After I've poured the Carlsberg, I don't want a Carlsberg. I want a Carling. I want a Coors. I want a Guinness. I'm like, fucking hell. Like, you couldn't be any more difficult if you wanted to. And I have a big, fat pet peeve of, like, no manners. And people in, like, I don't mean it as like Norwich people are not nice, but there's a thing with, like, Norwich, like, people from here, and it's just like, I don't know if they never used manners when they were growing up, but a lot of, like, especially the old men, like, some, like, the ladies are actually quite nice, and, you know, like, I don't know why it's like this. It's like the guys are just different, right? These guys are like, they come over to the bar, I'm like, hey, what can I get for you? They're like, Carlin. I'm like, fucking hell, what do you mean, Carl? Like, what the hell, bro? Like, you can't even say, please, could I have a pint of Carlin? Or, please, could I have a Carl's? But this guy's just like, Carlin, slap some money on the bar. I'm like, huh? Like, it feels in that moment like I work for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he owns me, and I'm just doing something for him. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to keep a level head, but as the day gets on, I'm getting more mad, and I'm just getting, like, by the end of the day, I'm actually just mad. By like 3 o'clock, I'm actually just angry. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go upstairs, because I heard upstairs is chill, because basically downstairs is like, they're going to the football, right? So they're coming in, getting a drink. They don't really want to go upstairs and sit down, because upstairs is like where you sit down and have a meal. And in the new year, no one's in there having a meal, bro. Everybody's just at home. Like, you're off work, like, I'm just gonna chill at home, right? Who the hell's going to Spoons? But these guys for football, they want to chill downstairs because, you know, they're with the boys, blah, blah, blah. Come and get a Guinness, stand in the garden. I'm like, fuck, it must be nuts upstairs. So then I go upstairs. It's so chill. They're like, oh, I'm like, hey, guys, do you need any help? Like, you know, it's really dead downstairs. I lied straight through my teeth. I said, it's really dead downstairs. You guys need any help up here? They're like, oh, yeah, man, why not? You can go behind the bar. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go behind the bar. First guy that I serve, this guy's chill. You know, talking to me about the football. Salah's leaving. Trent is leaving, maybe. Virgil's leaving, you know. We're talking about Liverpool. We're talking about, who's he support? Wolves or something like that. We're talking about, like, transfer targets. This burger on the end of the bar goes, I have been waiting for, like, 10 minutes. Bro, I just got up here. Bro, I literally just got up here. Like, what do you mean you've been waiting 10 minutes? How am I supposed to know? And obviously, because I'm mad, like, at this point, I'm actually angry. Like, I served the guy who was being nice, like, you know, whatever, I get him his drink. And I swear to God, I assumed somebody else had served Big Burger on the end of the bar. So I go to somebody else. He said, excuse me. He said, excuse me, you served him, her. I'm like, brother, I just served one guy. He's telling me who I served before him. I was like, damn, how am I supposed to know you're waiting? Like, you're standing with your back to the bar, holding the drink you haven't yet. Bro, why do you need another drink? Let's answer that question first, actually. Why do you need another drink, bro? You got half a pint in your hand. What more do you need, bro? Finish your drink, you greedy man. Like, I was so confused. I couldn't believe it. I was like, could anything go any worse for me today? Like, I was downstairs, it was hell. I went upstairs, thought things were good. It's supposed to be chill up here. And Big Burger on the end of the bar is shouting at me already. How am I supposed to? So I said to him, and this is how you know it's bad, because I would do my utmost to not be like, to not even come across as rude in the slightest, because it leads to things that you just don't want, which is like, I just don't want to have any confrontation with people. So it just leads to that, especially like when people may misinterpret what you meant. But I was so mad. I said to him, I was like, bro, how am I supposed to know that you're waiting? Like, how am I supposed to know? And he's like, huh? Bro, I repeated myself like 4 times. Everybody on the bar's looking at what I'm saying. I just said, forget it. Got him his drink. Bro, I'm being hella patronizing. He asked for like a mix of ale, bro. It's ale, like, it's always the ale drinkers, bro. This guy's a fucking weirdo. Anyway, he asked for ale and lemonade. Like, that's gonna make it any better. Just terrible drink. I was like, do you want the ale first or the lemonade first? He's like, don't care. I was like, fucking hell, this guy's actually a prick. So I put in the lemonade, whatever. And I put in the ale. And when you do it that way, there's hella froth, like so much froth. Oh no, I think I put the ale in first and then lemonade. Hella froth, so it was taking so long, and I was so happy. He was like, oh, you can put more ale in if you want, like, to keep it to. I was like, nah, I'm fine. I'm okay. You know, let me do it my way. You said you don't care. Let me do it my way. Bro, I took so long doing this guy's drink. Gave it to him. I went straight back downstairs and said, hey, can I leave early? They were like, you know what? Why the hell not? Why the hell not? So, like, today started off terribly. I get the bus home. I get in. I'm like, bro, let me record this episode because I'm already mad. So I might as well just get it all out. Like, just record the episode. I jump on. Podcast was saying, oh, you're using the old version of podcast. So I'm like, cool, let me update it. I update it. It says you're still using the old version. I said, all right, fair enough. Let me update it again. Still using the old version. I'm like, this is not real. Like, I cannot be experiencing this day right now. Like, I actually want to do something productive and it's not letting me. So I was like, fuck it, all right, let me sign out, sign back in. That shit didn't work. I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Let me try Safari, and here we are. So finally, it took so much effort to not like just walk out of work for starters, because at like 11 o'clock I was like, fuck this, I want to go home. 12 o'clock, fuck this, I want to go home. 1 o'clock, fuck this. Do you know what I mean? Like, all day I was like, for goodness sake, like, I only have a couple hours left, blah, blah, blah. Then I get here and I'm like, bruh, I actually want to do something good and it's just not letting me. But at least I got through it. And I'm sorry because, like, I actually just, like, I just ranted for like 10 minutes probably. And I probably shouted quite loud. But at least it's gone now. And at least, like, I'm channeling it into something that was hopefully entertaining for you. But fuck, man, this day has been so bad. Like, so terrible. But at least I'm smiling right now, laughing and making the episode. And also, like, promising to myself, and I guess saying it out loud to you guys as well, that I'm gonna get back on it. It's a good thing too, but, you know, we'll see. I mean, not even we'll see, like, it will happen. Like, I'm speaking it into existence. But I also have to write my essays, guys, and because I'm just a big fat burger, I've left it kind of late. Not late as in like I'm going to get it done and I'm going to have time to spare, but it does mean that I have to write like 1,000 words each day from now to the deadline. Which it sounds like a lot, but in the days that I have been doing work in the break, I've been writing like 1,000 words in like an hour and a bit. So realistically, I could finish everything in one day if I just worked from like start to finish. But yeah, I'm going to try and like get some ideas down for this in between writing my essays. And they've got me, these idiots, well, actually that's rude because, nah, they're not going to hear this shit. Bro, oh no, I can't use burger again. These idiots, right, that teach one of my modules. And the fact that it's got to the point where I don't care if they heard me call them an idiot is actually like, is startling, because I would never, ever, ever think about being rude to a lecturer, because they are the reason that I'm going to end up with a degree. Like, they are giving me the keys to my life essentially, right? So I would, you know, I'd never want to be rude to a lecturer or a teacher or just anyone that's helping me out. Like, my mom's a lecturer as well, so, you know, in my mind it's like, you can't be rude to them. But these two have been nothing but horrible to me all year. I've been like, bro, I took 3 weeks off. Well, not 3. I took 2 weeks off when I had the concussion. Like, I literally can't come in because if I come in, I'm just going to have a migraine. They were like, oh, you know, like, you really need to do a better job of, like, engaging with that. I said, huh? What do you mean? I'm trying my best. Like, I'm trying to do the reading. And like, my brain is, like, actually rattling around in my head. And you're telling me I need to do a better job of coming in. So then I come in, I do my presentation. And these guys are, like, actually grilling me in ways that they don't do to anybody else. I'm like, like, is there a problem, or is there like something else that I should be doing that you're not happy with? They're like, bro, you need to be coming in more. I'm like I've literally come in as much as I can. Like, I've done everything that I can, and when I've not been here, I've told you. But still, they have a problem with me. So it comes to writing the essays, right? Or like picking out essay questions. And I'm like, hey, I've got this really cool idea. Like, I presented in front of the class. The class were like, oh, that's such a cool idea. Like, linking the different readings, because there's like 4 different like main texts. And I linked 3 of them together and like made a question. They were like, hell nah. I said, why? They said, hell nah. I said, all right, what should I do? They said, hell nah. I was like, okay, like, what do you want me to do then? So they were like, oh, like, why don't you like maybe do something about race? I was like, you cannot be serious, because this is like social and political philosophy module, and race is like, bro, why do they always want you to talk about like huge, massive thing? Like, I don't want to talk about race. Like, they had this other girl, she's so lovely. She's just really quiet. She's like, whatever. Like, they have her talking about rape. Why? Why don't you leave her alone? Like, maybe she wanted to do that, maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe she really wanted to like write her essay about rape, but I feel like that's just like, why did they want you to do that? So I was thinking, maybe let me talk about just like political society on the whole. They were like, nah, you need to pick like a thing, like an aspect of political society. I was like, oh, I'm not really sure. They were like, how about race? I was like, you cannot be serious. I really don't want to talk about race. They were like, do you have anything else? I was like, no, not really. They were like, all right, you're writing about race. What's the point of me having the opportunity to pick my own question if you're just going to tell me to write about race? I don't want to write about race. I don't want to say, oh, hey, white people are not nice to black people. Black people are not nice to black people. Black people are bad. White people are bad. Why would I, like, what? Why would I want to write that? So, I'm going to have to dedicate some time to like forcing myself to go into the victim mentality that you need to go into to write about race, because that's really what it is. Like, in the least controversial way I could say, writing about race, and just I just feel like I have to put myself in a victim mentality to write it, but hopefully it ends up being alright. The other 2 are like pretty fun, to be fair, so by the time the next episode comes out, I should be done with all of that. And I guess I'll let you all know how it goes. But thank you for those of you that made it to the end, for listening to the rants, the sensitive side, I guess, that was kind of in the beginning. And yeah, I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Reasons Podcast. Make sure to tune into the next episode.